Yo, U.S. serial killer John Wayne Gacy raped, tortured, and murdered 33 young men and boys. And I drove his truck. That black truck with monster tires, bull bar, and plow in front was my favorite vehicle as I towered over car drivers and intimidated others on the road who had to get out of my way. Actually, at the time, the truck was no longer Mr. Gacy's, since after his conviction, his house was demolished and all his possessions confiscated and sold at auction. An auto repair shop boss bought the truck, removed Gacy's company logo, and replaced it with his logo, which truck I then drove. Like Mr. Gacy, I drove along Des Plaines River Road, transporting items in the cargo bed. But while Gacy used it to transport construction materials and four bodies which he dumped into the Des Plaines River, I used it to carry oxygen and acetylene tanks for the welders. A serial killer, by common definition, is one who has murdered at least 3 people, and there was a time period between killings instead of one isolated spree or spate. The idea that all serial killers are white is completely false. According to Wikipedia's list of serial killers by number of victims, 5 of the top 6 were Hispanic or brown men who lived in South America, killing from 100 to possibly 300 victims. The other was from Pakistan. And a higher percentage of the black population have been known serial killers compared to the white population. Examples are Anthony Sowell, Samuel Little, and Wayne Williams. The liberal media only showcases the white ones to distort the facts. There have even been female serial killers such as Aileen Wuornos, Dorothea Puente, Nanny Doss, who even killed her grandsons, and Clementine Barnabet, an axe-murdering voodoo priestess. Serial killers with higher body counts are not more evil than those with less, since if you are willing to murder 5 people, you would likely be willing to murder over 100. The high body counts for the South American killers are undoubtedly due to the incompetency of South American police forces, and because there's no death penalty in that region, sometimes not even a life sentence. Known mass murderers there have sometimes been allowed to eventually walk free, although a higher percentage of serial killers are gay or bisexual men than the national average. The large majority are heterosexual and straight. And the idea that serial killers are generally isolated, dysfunctional outcasts who appear very weird is completely false. The majority have been able to maintain normal relationships with the opposite sex, have friends, hold regular jobs, and appear very normal. Socialite serial killer and rapist Paul Bernardo even got his attractive girlfriend/wife Karla Homolka to be his accomplice. And most serial killers have been of average intelligence. One noted commonality among many of them has been a history of abusing animals in their earlier years. The fact that so many women have been attracted to serial killers, some even after the man's conviction, should destroy all notions of women's intuition. In fact, women's attraction to serial killers should show that many women are stupid, evil, or both. Attempts are made to affix all aberrant behavior of such predators on either bad upbringing/environment, brain damage/abnormalities, or both. Although a disproportionate number of them had traumatic experiences and bad upbringings compared to the general population, there were many exceptions, and many people had extremely severe traumas and terrible upbringings, yet never resorted to such extremely deviant behavior. Also consider that the brain of John Wayne Gacy was removed and analyzed after his death. It was found to be completely normal. And consider that Milwaukee's notorious serial killer Jeffrey Lionel Dahmer also engaged in cannibalism and other bizarre actions and rituals. Yet he claimed full responsibility for his actions and recognized his great sin. The system agreed and sent him to regular prison. If Jeff Dahmer was judged sane, how can others who engage in criminal activity claim not guilty by reason of insanity? Even if we could pinpoint mental abnormalities as the root cause of aberrant behavior, that would be a factor beyond our control. Instead, we must all recognize that we all possess free will, have the ability to choose between good and evil, and focus on that. And anyone who says they're incapable of committing murder, unless they're a quadriplegic or in a coma, is either a liar, delusional, or both. Everyone who can physically and mentally act has the capability to commit murder. In fact, there would be several times as many murders without a severe legal penalty against it. Many are not guilty of physical murder simply because they don't want to be punished for it. Also, consider 1 John 3:15, first epistle of John, not the gospel. Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer, and ye know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him. That is, anyone who harbors hatred toward another has a murderous heart. We may be fascinated by serial killers, find them very entertaining, and be thankful that we are not one of them or one of their victims. However, we must never be fooled into thinking that that makes us good people or righteous, since the true standard is so much higher. Jesus said in Matthew 5:21-22, "Ye have heard that it was said by them of old, Thou shalt not kill," which means murder, not killing in self-defense or the death penalty. And whosoever shall kill, that is murder, shall be in danger of the judgment. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment, and whosoever shall say to his brother, Raca, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, Thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. Also, the first epistle of John 3:16-18. Hereby perceive we the love of God, because he laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for the brethren. The exact opposite of a serial killer, a life-affirming person. But whoso hath this world's good, and seeth his brother have need, and shutteth up his bowels of compassion from him, how dwelleth the love of God in him? My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and truth. Think on these things.